What's up, guys? Welcome back to my garage. We're back once again to continue working on this custom charger build for Frankenstein. Forgot to mention his name in the last one. I apologize for that. Usually I don't forget to tell you guys whose car I am working on, if I am working on someone's car. So, I have all the parts. I took the time while you guys were out to purchase a lot of the parts that we need for the interior along back there, the suspension, brakes, all kinds of stuff. We got the transmission there. On one of my reload back ends, the drive shaft that was underneath the car fell out, which I thought it would. I did go ahead and purchase a new one. And we do have our block right here. This is a 380 block. So, yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us still on this charger. I did hear back from Frankenstein on what color he wanted the car painted on, and he actually gave me two different paint codes. He said he couldn't make his mind up. So, I have to choose between the two different paint codes. I would have to look again to see what they are for the colors, but yes. So, I have my choice between two colors, which is really cool. Let's grab all this stuff for the rear. And let's go install some rear suspension. That guy in there, he's rolling away. If you guys did wonder, we're going to raise the suspension in the rear as we have leaf spring highs for the rear, and we're just going to do a regular standard ride height for the front. We're not going to lower the suspension on this drag build. Why? Because we want to be able to have good enough clearance. And putting just a low suspension on this is going to have it drag across the ground, and we don't want to have that happen. We run that risk even with the standard ride height on this kind of setup. But we should be all right. Okay, so there's the rear suspension. Oh, we got the rear brake disc. Rear calipers. Let's go grab... Actually, let's throw this in the bag too, and we're going to install the emergency brake. There we go. Oh, and I did, in the meantime, I did put windows in, window lifters, headlights, as you see, and also taillights. You guys have already seen that multiple times. So, I just decided to do it myself again. Throw that on there. We're going to have to get our screwdriver. I always seem to forget the screwdriver. Okay. Get the differential in, and we went with a 3.0 lock. Let's move to the front now. Put our drive shaft in before that. Come on, let me get it. I love it. Actually, I changed my mind. We're going to do a couple things before we move to the front suspension. It's tied down. Tie that one down. Zippity zip. Our front cross member. And all our front suspension and steering components. Steering box. Steering arm. We got our linkage. Did I get that bolt? I sure did. Couple tie rods. Torsion bar. Yeah, it did go in. We're not going to be able to get that yet, I don't think. Maybe we will. Nope, not yet, I guess. All right, get our hubs on. And we should be able to get our struts on. All right, our front suspension is done. I believe it's done. Wiper motor. I know I'm jumping around. That's how I roll. Get used to it. Just like that. And the suspension and brakes are complete. And the wipers. Don't forget about those. All right, and I think I did put the mirrors on when you guys were away also, I believe. I can't remember if I did that with you guys or not. Pedals in. Now I think it's time to move to the interior. Let's start with the headliner. That in. I did reuse the mirror that was in it. I just chromed the mirror. Since it's a brand new mirror, why not reuse it? Go grab the sun visors. Need one of these if we want to go anywhere. Let's put the transmission in, sitting all over here all by its lonesome. I feel bad for it. That is a 5-speed. Put the door panels in. And the passenger side. Also, hey guys, you're watching this far? Please do me a favor, please. Besides doing all the good stuff you guys usually do, like commenting and laughing at me in the comments and, you know, all the good stuff, right? Need your help a little bit. It's part of what I use for drowning out background noise for my mic. I'm still working on that. I know when I talk and I'm hitting keys or the mouse, sometimes it picks it up in the microphone. I know this. I'm using like 2 or 3 different softwares to try to get background noise out, and I still can't get it all out, especially when I, you know, clicking the keys and everything, right, when I speak. I just last night updated one of the programs I use is NVIDIA Broadcast to block out background noise for my mic. Well, I did a little test on it and things like that. I want you to let me know down below in the comments, does the audio, my mic audio, game audio, does it sound really any different than what it had before? I need to know if it's picking up more background noise in this video or not. Tried to do a little test beforehand. It seemed about the same as before. But please, guys, let me know. Need your help a little bit. One of the things that I've always strived so far on YouTube is to make my game audio good for you guys. You know, I don't want all kinds of background noise and things like that, because that just gets annoying, right? And that's what I try so hard to do, is get that background noise out. I just haven't been able to get the keys when I'm talking or the click of the mouse out, and it drives me crazy. But like I said, I'm using all these different softwares already to help me, and I just can't seem to get it all out. So, yeah, let me know, please. Please help me out. And I know when I talk, it's picking up the mouse and everything like that. I know that. But if it's, let me know if it's any worse than what it was before. And if it seems better in this one, then obviously that's great. Let me know that too. All right, so we have the interior done except for the seats now. And sometimes I wonder if we should really put all these seats into a dragster, but I'm going to put them in there because it's not my car, right? If the owner wants to take out stuff for, say, weight reduction, right, then they can do that. But I want to give them as complete of a car back to them as I can. Hopefully that makes sense. Because if I don't give them a complete car back and leave stuff like that out, to me, it would feel like, you know, I'm kind of ripping them off. And, oh, there it is. I was going to say, I had 2 front seats. This one just decided to chill over here for whatever reason. It was laying on the floor, actually. I think it was either laying like that or actually laying on the seat like this over here, but things do some weird things when you load back in. Look at that how that drive shaft's sitting. All right. Nothing's wrong with it. It's fine. Okay. Probably want to get him a radio, I guess. It's a drag car. I don't even know why you'd really care to have a radio, but let's run over to the store. Maybe there's something over there that I might want to buy besides a radio. What's up, bud? Right over here. Any other goodies I want to just buy? You know what? I do. I don't think I have any window tint. I don't think I want to completely black it out. I'll buy one of those.
I got a joke for you. Do you know how to call someone without a body and a nose? Nobody knows.
You're hilarious. I'm gonna get out of here now. All right, let's get back to work. Oh, look at all our pile engines. Oh, that's a collection there. Yeah, let's get this one in first. There we go. Oh, man, I didn't grab enough. That one would be enough. Dummy me. Please tell me I have a rolling number 3 tent in the back room. Yes, they're both 3. Come here. You're being used one way or another. Whether you like it or not, you're going on Frankenstein's windows. Okay. Well, I guess all we have left, really. Yeah, see, a nice little tent. I don't necessarily like to black out windows all the time. And number 4 will almost black the windows out. I like to give them a little bit of a tint, enough where you can see it, right? And I think that looks good. So, I never tint the front windshield. Now, let's go look at our wheels we have set out. How do you like those? They were just backwards. Don't freak out. These aren't see-through. They're only see-through from one side. It's magic. So these are the backs, or the rear wheels. I like those rims. Pretty cool rims, I think. Now, I will say, you didn't hear it from here. But, from what I've been told by an unnamed source, but directly from the source, without mentioning the source, where's my freaking wrench? That these wheel packs of this certain person that has made these wheel packs, not just the drag wheel packs, but all their wheel packs, all new versions of the wheel packs will be coming out at some point. Can't tell you when. But I also will tell you, all the current wheel packs won't be getting any more updates. I was told that they are all extremely, all the wheel packs are extremely outdated. They have some issues and things like that. And I think when they came out anyways, they were pre-URP. So that's probably why they have some issues. But yeah, just be on the lookout for something like that to come down the pipe at some point, which is cool and exciting because I use Spaz's wheel packs more than any other wheels from any other modder. I mean, his are probably, for me, the top of the line, creme de la creme wheel packs of my garage. Now there are some other good wheel packs, but his are tops to me. So we should have our tires already aired up if I wasn't a dummy and forgot. Yeah, I think we're doing good. There we go. Look at that stance, man. That is nice. It looks good. Yeah, that's really nice. That is really, really nice. I'm liking it. I like it how it is. I wouldn't even paint it. I'd run it like that. Well, we'd have to have a motor, right? But you get what I'm saying. Sometimes you just got to stop and admire your work. So we need a fuel tank. I forgot a fuel tank. But that's all right. And being right next to the gas station, I mean, how convenient. Can't get any more convenient than that. Okay. And if you didn't know, a lot of the trunks or different areas of the vehicle, you can store some tools. Should be able to store a screwdriver and pry tool and that back here too. Just a little cool tip if you guys didn't know. So, car's ready to go. I'm sending it back to Frankenstein. He don't need an engine. This thing will run right down the drag strip just like it is. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye now. Okay. We'll build him an engine. We'll paint his car. If you really want to, we will. All right. So, one thing I do have to do. Well, I'm going to show you guys that this is a 380 block. We're going to have to take it off anyways. Because, well, one main reason, really one reason only, is because I want to paint that block. And I have to go find our messages here. And I have to go to the paint codes. And he told me a dark red or a dark purple. Let's see he gave me 2 paint codes. Okay. Let's look at both paint codes. Now, I know some of you are going to prefer a red or some of you are going to prefer a purple. I can't please everybody. But put in the dark red first. 6F0000. Okay, and that's like a burgundy, it looks like. Chrome, it's going to look a little bit different. Okay. All right, so that is more of a darker red. It has some black in it, I would say. Yeah, chroming it doesn't look. Yeah, it's kind of like a burgundy. Restore. Dark purple. 280137. Okay, and that is. We could do that. How would. Okay, and that paints it and that makes it a matte color, right? Oh. Mess that up. I love when I mess things up. That's what I was trying to do. That clear coats it, makes it look like a painted look. I might want to do the engine block. Maybe do something a little different. Do the engine block painted instead of chrome. We are going to put chrome accessories on the engine. So there's that. What I am going to do to make my life easier, instead of running back and forth in here, we're going to grab the table and put it in here. Why? Because it's going to make it so much easier on me. We got a move tool right there. That's all right. It's done and over with now. I think we're going to leave it to purple. I kind of want to do something a little different. I think this is going to look good with the purple. 280, 137. 280, 137. All right, so we're going to buy all the engine parts this time. We're going to go through it. Last time I had them all set out already. We're going to do a nice. So the mods that, if you're watching Frankenstein, I will tell you again in our messages. But so far I have used Spazzes, or if anybody else wants to know. For the wheels, I use Spazzes drag wheel packs, not his drag wider pack, just his standard drag wheel pack. I've used extra grills, and extra grills, that's for the Charger grill that I use. That is found on Nexus. I'm going to be using Bananas extra engine parts. That's where you get the paintable parts from. Okay. That's where the engine block is from. That's where a lot of these paintable parts are going to be from. The other ones are just going to be base game parts. Okay. And then yeah, I think that's it. Just Spazz's drag rim pack, or Spazz's wheel pack, I should say. Bananas extra engine parts and extra grills. I think that is it. We're gonna put a stroker in here. Since we're using his hood that he put on the car, or had on the car when I got it, that is actually an aftermarket hood, I believe. I don't know if the cars actually spawn with those hoods. So we're not gonna. That hood isn't gonna fit a blower on it, so we're not gonna do a blower on this one, which to me is fine with. Now, could I easily put a new hood on that car? Yeah, I could. I could. But, and it's not because I don't want to. He may have wanted that style of hood on there. I didn't ask him. And we're going to get a camshaft drag. But also, it's cool to have a different hood on there and doing a different type of engine. Hitting the wrong key again. All right, that is all the pistons. No, you don't have to put an engine together this way. That is a Dodge Charger, so it is a Mopar. Let's use the Mopar oil filter. Why not? I don't use it often because I just don't, and I don't just use the Mopar parts on any build because not just any build is a Mopar car, right? So that is one of my biggest pet peeves. One of my biggest pet peeves. Why the heck use empty material? Yeah, just did not want to. Yep, I painted it. So it's not a... Yeah, I don't think that's a matte color. Hard to tell, really hard to tell. Yeah, that painted it. It's got a gloss to it. That purple and white just... It's one of those combinations that just, I think, go together really well. Okay, so our oil stuff is on. But yeah, one of my biggest pet peeves is using parts that don't match the car that it's on. Oh, what do we need here? Hmm. You know what? You guys thinking what I'm maybe thinking? How do you think that'll look? I actually kind of like that. Yeah. what was it? 280 what? What was it, guys? 281 something? 281.37. There we go. And I did chrome that. I know I did. Block is not going to be chrome. You know what? I'm not really digging that. Just gonna do it regular painted. Should be all 5, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that looks much better, I think. What do we want to do for this? Chrome it. The other pulley's chrome. Yeah, that looks good, I think. Doing something a little different than I normally do. Hopefully you all approve. Get him a racing clutch. Get out of here. All right. All the way down here. Grab some rockers. Oh, what do we want to do? I'm not even sure what the difference is in these. Let's throw those on. Just the whole thing. Okay. Um, let's hold on to those yet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking about doing EFI. So let's see. I don't do an EFI a lot. If you guys are unsure how to basically clear coat with the Material Master like I'm doing now, which you guys can see how I'm doing it, I do have a how-to video on my channel that I put out, probably a few weeks ago, a month ago, maybe a little longer. This goes first, doesn't it? Don't do a whole lot of EFI setups. Why is that like that? That was a new firewall I put in there. That's weird. I think now with this update, I think that this thing can take 2 different chips. I believe. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but I think that's what I heard. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try one on opposite ends. And I think if you dyno your car or run your car, you're going to get different speeds, different performances out of your car. I think the one that you use goes in here, and then maybe I don't know. Let's figure this out. So that one always went in there. And then I think this one goes. Maybe not. Or maybe there was an extra just card slot for one just to hang out in. And it's there just in case you want to switch them out. But I guess not. Yeah, I don't know. Clearly, I don't know. All right. Hey, that's going to look pretty cool. All right, there's our fuel pump all set up on there. Let's see. That's the Holly throttle body for the blower. We aren't using the blower, so I think we're going to have to use this throttle body. But does this setup work with? I want to put those stacks on there. Let's see here. Yeah, I think probably let's go to engine. Let's go to engine. There we go. This is gonna have all the parts to it. You know what? No, never mind. Intake. Let's look for. Oh, we do have the intake. Never mind. I don't know if the EFI works with this setup. With the tunnel ram. I'm not sure if it does. Because the setup only works with certain intakes. And not even all the paintable intakes it works for. Okay, those are those. Let's give this a whirl. Yeah, I'm not even sure that's gonna fit under the hood. All right. Yeah. I don't know what that did, but yeah. So we're gonna put this on, see if the EFI works with this intake. It has those. It may. It sits right up on top. And I also want to see if this is going to fit under that hood. I don't know if it's going to. Okay, so that's a performance intake. Fuel rail or blower. Oh, so the blower, yeah, the blower's not even going to work. I don't think. So the performance intake or the performance EFI rail does work. They both work. Okay, well, they both work for it. Interesting. I did not know that. Okay. I'm going to need the pry tool, I think, to get that off. Unless he changed something with it, or maybe it always did work. I don't know. That's how you get that fuel rail off. If you're ever wondering. You know what? Let's paint this up and see how it looks. Yeah, and it goes down right in here to the fuel pump. And these can be an absolute pain to get these on. At least for my past experiences. You not want to go on. Oh, great. And it went right through the floor, dude. Are you... You know, they're not gonna... Yeah, maybe it does not work with this setup. I always thought this had to be on there for them to work, but yeah, it only has that and that. There should be 4 on each side, I think. If not, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just take the EFI off because I would like to use the tunnel ram on this setup. I think it's pretty cool. I like the tunnel ram setup. We might just have to pivot and just do something else and not do the EFI on this setup. Okay, so I know the performance intake does take that. I know that. See, it has... Just bear with me, guys. I'm just testing some things out right now. You guys are just coming along for the ride if you choose to. That's a performance intake on the performance EFI fuel line on the performance filter or performance intake. And you guys know what I'm saying. See how we're getting the check mark now, and it goes on. See what I'm saying? So they should go on that easy, and it's not. So I could change this. The only ones that I know that works for it, for the fuel injectors, for the EFI setup, is the blower, which I'm not going to do the blower, or the performance setup. Now, it's the performance filter setup with the Holly carb and stuff like that. Is that going to put out as much or more power than what the tunnel ram does without EFI? That's the question. So before we go any further, one thing I wanted to test out, and this is going to probably decide the fate of the whole EFI thing. Get that tightened down. Okay, so it does just barely fit under the hood. That looks pretty cool underneath there. Yeah. That just fits underneath of there without clipping through. Man, I really want to do this tunnel ram. So I think we're going to stick with the tunnel ram setup, and we're just going to, I guess, delete the EFI. Unless I put this one on here. Pick up the dang thing, dude. Then we try this. It's just, see how quickly it goes on with this? I get the check mark right away. And it goes on, and it wants to go on. I'm not getting it with, because this intake is just not going to take the fuel injectors. So it's not the end of the world. I wanted to try something different. But, you know, you're more than welcome if, you know, speaking to Frankenstein, you're more than welcome to play with the EFI setups and add an EFI and take this whole intake and everything off here. It's gonna, you know, it's your vehicle. You know, you do with it what you would like. Let's throw that out right now. Let's go take this off of the firewall. And I'll have this for later on if I want to use this EFI stuff. So, not the end of the world. I was unsure anyways if it would work with this intake, but it seems to still not work. Would be cool if we could get one that works with this setup. That would be pretty nice. Okay, so what I'm gonna need now, before I forget, yes, a thermostat. So you guys get to see some of my decision making behind some of my builds. So, yeah, that's all set up. Man, I just like how that intake looks and just sits up there like, yeah, I'm the king. I'm up here, you know, like I'm on top of it all. I like it. Now, I understand that this purple is not a dark purple. It's actually a lighter purple, but it is the paint code that he sent me. And I think he was probably saying dark purple, maybe possibly because he actually chromed it and he didn't didn't actually paint it. So I could be wrong on that. Don't come at me, bro. All right. Let's get the distributor rolling. Let's just use this one here. It's just easier. Go. We got to get some sparker plugs. Yeah, we're just going to use the regular ones. Like I said, I don't really think they make much of a difference. Between the HP ones, and I'm not going to use the box of HP ones there because that's a completely different mod that adds those. And you got to kind of know where to find that mod. It's not like all the ones that I'm using on this car for the most part. I mean, except for Spaz's wheels, but the other couple mods that I'm using on this are all off of Nexus. Spaz's wheels are not from Nexus. Man, I keep second guessing myself, thinking, did I really tighten that down? I'm doing that bad today. Since I took off the performance or the EFI, I need one of those. Yeah, I was hoping to do the EFI, but I wanted to keep that tunnel ram. Okay, so that is on. Make sure I have everything good to go. I really like how that engine turned out. A little bit of white, you know, a little bit. White, purple, and chrome. I think I got everything. Let's drop this puppy in. Still no clipping. That's good. I like that. That does look good down in there. Looks good in the engine bay. We need the fuel line. We need lower hose. Where's the upper hose? Oh, you know what? We need a fan for the engine. I forgot that. I told you guys it's one of the things I forget on engines. And the aluminum radiator. Oh, I forgot a whole bunch of stuff on this thing. Where's the alternator? Where's the alternator belt? Dude, I am losing it. Well, I didn't want to buy that, but I did now. Here we go. Got some color hoses, which I rarely ever do. And we got ourselves a starter. All right, guys, I'm back. May not even have knew I went anywhere. The Wednesday chick stopped by, so I had to, go take care of some business. That was a big flash of light coming out of there. Wow. All right. All right. Okay. I said that already. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's get a bat. There I go again. Let's get a bat tree. I don't think I've ever painted one of these. We have none. Does it take away this? Yeah. It takes away the sticker. All right. Well, you want a purple. You got it. All right. So, I think I'll have to get some fluids in this thing. Oil and coolant. And then I'll fill up some reused brake fluid. That's going to work perfectly in those new brake lines, you know. That's always what you should use is used brake fluid. Got all the fluids into the engine. I did a little bit of recalculating, let's say. I know I said I wanted to use this stack on top of the engine. I did paint it up. It was black. I did do the purple. I do like the stacks, but I added a little bit more power to it. Probably quite a bit more power to it, let's be honest. Yes, I threw on twin turbos with the tunnel ram. We still have the tunnel ram intake and also the tunnel ram carbs. Dual carbs on here. But I threw on the turbos. So, and the airbox for the twin turbos, the tunnel ram twin turbo airbox. So, yeah, we just switched that out and we just probably added a couple thousand more horse. So, one thing still need to do. Need to try to get some exhaust in here. Let's see what these look like. On the car, once we get them on there underneath. Put my wrench away. I don't know why I do that. Let's see here. Let's see what these look like underneath the car. Okay, yeah, that works. That dumps out right down under here. I heard someone say recently, if you're doing a drag car, well, the exhaust shouldn't come out the rear. It should dump out underneath. So, we're going to try that out today. They weren't specifically telling me that. I just heard it. Some of you may know who I'm talking about. All right. So, like I said, we got our fluids in. I'll show you guys. There's our Earl. It's filled up. Coolant. Brake fluid. So there is no question. We have all three fluids in here now. And yeah, I really do like the look of that engine now. It's growing on me very quickly. let's give her a whirl and see if she fires up. And at least she turns over. That is a very good thing. It sounds strong. But you know what we're missing, right? You have to know, right? Make sure if you have a gas engine, you put diesel fuel in it. Make sure. Gas engine, diesel fuel. You have a diesel engine, you put gas in it. This holds 80 liters, I believe. Oh, it holds more than that. There we go. Stopped at about 88, 89 liters. More the better. This thing's going to need a large gas tank on it. All right. Now let's give her a whirl. And then we'll take her next door to paint her. There we go. She's a purring. Yeah, she wants to go. Brakes aren't even holding it back. Yep, brake lights work. Blinkers work. $280, $137. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Turn on the headlamp so we can see the color better. Oh yeah, we're taking it to the dyno again, but we're gonna have to make sure we quick save after we get this thing off the dyno, or before we get this off the dyno, because we know what happened. In the last video, or a couple videos ago, with Southern Boy Gaming's truck. It's just Must just be a standard bug now, just with all dynos in general. Base game or modded. Great, more bugs to an already buggy game. Woo! Look at that sitting underneath there. Yeah. That looks good. Mm-hmm. Good looking purple. Purple and black. I mean, yeah, purple, black, purple and white. I mean, it all looks good, right? Oh yeah, those brakes work good too. Why'd I turn it off? Yeah, we're freaking out! Trying to push it forward a little bit more. I pushed it a little too far. There we go. Strapped her down. Whoa, come on now. Always make sure I take it easy on the throttle at first. Just to make sure we're tied down. Can't tell where we're at. Let's go outside. Ooh, at the peak. Well, I did touch the gas a little bit, so that might not... Well, at the peak, we're running 2,894 horse. So, let's see what this engine does. Oh, that's it? Okay, well, I guess it just runs at peak all the time. I don't know. That's a little weird, but alright. Let me sit down just a little bit. There we go. We can see something. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's all it has. Weird it's not saying a base level, like idle. But yeah, 2894. I don't think I'm going to be able to move off it. I know. But it's worth a shot. Nope. Not going to be able to move off of it. That's alright. $28.94. Pretty much just say 2,900 horsepower. I'd say that's pretty good. Now, it is a tunnel ram intake and stuff like that, so if you would do, you know, a blower, and if you would do a blower setup, you know, and do all that, you would obviously get more. Now, with that engine and the 380 with all performance parts built up with the drag cam, 2 twin turbos, the twin turbos and all that, max I've ever been able to get out of the, and I'm not talking about the low profile blower, I'm talking about the regular blower with the blower hood and everything, blower air filter and stuff on it. Max I've been able to get out of that setup with twin turbos is, I believe, 4,200 horse. Now, some other people might say they've gotten more, which I've heard that, but I don't see how that's possible. But they could be using different modded parts on there that I've never used. So we got the cars and everything out of the way. We got this disconnected from there. Let's do a little quick save. And then we will taxi our car to the garage. Like I said, this is a bug. You can either do it this way or you can just save and quit and then reload back in. This way is quicker. Oh, we have to change the color too. Do not want to sell. What am I doing? No. Tow to garage. Here we go. Yeah, we got. Yeah, we got tire tracks on there. That's why we wanted to move the cars. All right, let's change the color in this. Change color, and there we go. We are a 5-star. Just to make sure, 5-star across the board. And I've noticed if I take it to the I don't know if it does it in the base game Middletown dyno, but I notice if you use Weinberg's dyno, the number doesn't save up here in the top left like I think it should, or the one at Middletown does or doesn't anymore. But yeah, I noticed that with Southern Boy Gaming's car or truck. So yep, we got a 380 5-speed 3.0 locked. Super high mileage. That doesn't matter. And then we got a 5-star across the board. Almost worth $26,000 now. So yeah. Cool. This was another good one. So I would say this thing's gonna move pretty good down the drag strip. So yeah, guys, I think that's gonna do it. I think Frankenstein's car is done. Hopefully you enjoy your new Dragster Frankenstein. Let me know what you think. Let everyone know what you think down in the comments also. And yeah, we got our next one coming in. Well, I was supposed to have another one lined up after this, and I told him to hold on a couple weeks ago because I was finishing up Extreme Hard Start, and I knew 2 customer cars that are now complete that I had lined up when I got back into BFE. Well, we're now done with these 2, and I contacted the other third person last night, and or this morning actually, and it was early this morning, and said, hey, you still want me to build a vehicle for you? And they said no, not the one that they wanted before a couple weeks prior. So yeah, they said that they might have had another one, but it used a mod that I don't use. So, and I haven't heard. And I told him, I said, I don't have that mod. I don't use that mod and haven't used it for about a year now. So I haven't heard anything back at all about that. And that was very early this morning. And now it's just about evening time now. So the same day. So I haven't heard anything back from that person yet. I don't know yet if I'm going to do anything on their car. But I do have, if I don't hear anything back, I can't wait around. I have to move forward with the channel, with other projects. I can't just keep waiting around for someone to answer me. So, I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. I have another customer car. Possibly I have to get with that person to see what they wanted done. I think they said that they wanted basically a lowrider, dually B200. I think that's what they said. But they wanted it as a low rider. So I'll have to get with them. I'm not sure about that. So that's maybe what's coming up. And then after that build, it's going to be the grand finale build of BFE. So we potentially only have 2 more builds left on this series, and BFE is getting put to rest. It's time to move on to bigger and better things in a new series. So yeah, there's that. I mean, and BFE is, yeah, BFE is what it is. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed it. I have too, but the numbers tell me otherwise. They tell me otherwise. So I'll just leave it at that. And yeah, guys, so officially from here on out, I am not accepting, for at least this series and for right now, I am not accepting any more real customer cars right now. I want to get what I have been asked to do finished up, and I'm ready to move on. So, but I will do customer cars again at some certain point in the future. So, I know this video is very long, so I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys later.